My name is Detective Wolves, Paul Wolves. Any idea why you're here?
No idea whatsoever. You speak with an accent. Don't worry, I do too. I lived in Germany during my childhood.
Is that right? My parents were immigrants. They were war children. We spoke a foreign language at home, so maybe I got the accent, but that's all you need to know for the moment, okay?
Okay. Can I go now?
You sit the fuck down, man. You ain't going nowhere, is that clear?
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Sit down or I'll have you cuffed at the table. Jesus, all this shit, just a week before my retirement.
Like I said, I wouldn't be so sure about that. If life has taught me one thing, it's that things can backfire.
Are you threatening me?
Am I threatening you? Or are you just afraid of me?
You got a lot of nerve, man, to talk to me like that.
Maybe. Who knows? Time will tell. But I'll sit down again and have a nice, friendly chat with you. By the way, you did not even ask my name for the record. So let's start this over, huh? What do you think? My name is Robert Clarck. I'm 36 years old. I'm living on the avenue of the 11th of November here in town. So nice to meet you, Detective Wolves. Yeah. If I want a coffee, yeah, that would be very nice. Very nice of you. And while you're at it, have one for yourself as well. Or was I? Yes, I'm an assistant at the university. I work very closely with Professor Nuitens, the head of the Department of Psychology and Human Behavioral Sciences. I'm not married. I'm strictly heterosexual, so I don't have any kinky fetishes for me to jerk off on. And I don't need to follow anger management therapy either, since I would not hurt a fly. But since you have no restraining order against my person, I'm still wondering why you keep me in here.
Anger management. Here you come. Get me 2 coffees, please. Black, extra strong.
Cream and sugar, please.
Black, extra strong. This may take a while here. You can't smoke in here.
Okay, arrest me.
Confiscated. For putting in an officer of the law in a hazardous situation.
What a hazardous situation. Are you kidding me?
Breathing in your cigarette smoke may damage my lungs. And I don't want to catch lung cancer because some idiot thought it necessary to smoke in my working place. And besides, we don't even have an ashtray.
Oh shit, look at the size of this place. Fuck. An environmentalist dressed up as a cop. Don't tell me you don't eat meat, don't drink, don't wear leather, just because your wife has these crazy ideas.
Don't you ever mention my wife, you hear? Never. Come in.
Good stuff for a police station. You know, coffee as well as chocolate in its pure form, when it's picked from the tree or the plant, or I don't know if coffee or chocolate beans grow on trees or plants, but they don't taste very well. It's only after man has worked the product that it becomes suitable for human consumption. Fruit, for example, tastes best when it's dying or it's dead, when it just comes from the tree. Pineapples, still green when they are picked, but you have to let it rot. It's only then when they become yellow, sweet, and tasty. Of course, if you let it go too far, then it becomes brown and rotten and not good for any consumption whatsoever. The same goes for people. Don't you agree? The moment that we are born, we start to die. It's the same for all living things, I guess. And the moment we die, just a few hours later, we already begin to stink.
Oh, stop the nonsense. You had your coffee, so start talking.
Start talking. It's easy for you to say since I have nothing to say to you, except for sharing general knowledge. I suppose a cop like you with a very average monthly paycheck is in no position to impress the lady back home. Me being single, I have a paid-off flat, a big screen TV, and most of all, I have intelligence.
And I have already told you not ever to mention my wife. Do you hear?
Of course, I should have known. A cop and intelligence, a bad marriage. Maybe we should talk about your kids instead. If you managed to beget any, since I don't think that tiny little dick hidden in your pants managed to produce anything. So tell me, what came out from between her legs?
Oh, shut up. I am the one asking the questions around here.
Fair enough. I think I got my answer.
You didn't get jack shit.
You're absolutely right. You're asking the questions. Please proceed then, since I haven't got all day or night. Tell me, what am I being accused of? Will I need a lawyer?
Now do you? Why don't you just tell me, huh?
This is going nowhere. Book me or let me go.
Oh, no, not before you answer some questions. And I wouldn't be too sure about that.
Well, please proceed then. Just you're wasting my precious time.
Time? You will have all the time in the world when you're in prison.
Whatever happened to presumed innocent?
Oh man, you're into this shit so deep. You will be put away for the rest of your life and the key thrown in the deepest hole on earth.
Yeah, who says I don't have an extra card up my sleeve?
I presume this is a confession?
Most certainly not. Besides, how can I confess to something when I still don't know what you're accusing me of?
Look at you, playing the divine innocence. How pathetic. Now, for the record. Your name is Robert Benton Clark. You're 36 years old. You work as an assistant at a local university and you live in town.
Well, tell me something I don't know.
Just for the record, answer my questions, please.
Yes, I am. This is being taped. I have a right to know.
No. This interview is prior to the official one. Now, do you know a young woman by the name of Christy Holmes?
Yes. I mean, no, not personally.
Well enough to kill her? This is Christy Holmes, alive and happy. That same young woman was found only a few weeks ago, hanging from the neck in an abandoned barn. Her body totally decomposed by the summer heat, with maggots crawling out of her skin and dropping to the floor, and the whole place infested by flies, and a smell I couldn't even describe. But I'll spare you the picture, it just might turn you on.
I have the impression it's turning you on.
Shut the fuck up, you asshole. And these are the pictures of Heidi Ritter, aged 23. Disappeared November the 2nd, 2019. Hanged to rot. Rita Miller, 27. She disappeared 50 months ago on March 19th, 2019. Same M.O. Brianna Laughlin, 25, killed. She disappeared July 15th, 2018. And on the 15th of August, 2017, Margot Kidder, 22, killed and hanged to rot in a deserted farm. And guess what? On each of those crime scenes, an officer took pictures of the bystanders. And on 3 of those 5, a certain Mr. Robert Benton Clark appeared. I can show them if you want to.
No need to.
Oh, so you admit having been there?
Sure, but that doesn't prove anything. I'm a disaster tourist.
And what is peculiar is that Brianna Laughlin lived 50 k's further than your place, and her decomposed body was found even 10 k's further on a deserted farm. And isn't it peculiar that you showed up over there, knowing that you don't have a driver's license, and in a place so remote you can possibly get there by car or by bus?
I guess that's why they invented cabs, by lack of horses.
I could use another one.
Stop playing games, Clark!
Who's playing games, huh? It's incredible what summer heat can do to a dead body. Such a pretty girl. And 2 weeks of tropical temperatures.
After all, we are the same as fruit. When people don't get any food or water, just like fruit that's been cut off from the trees, we become nicer. Fruit ripens because of sunlight and becomes tastier to eat. People without food in a society where obesity rules become nicer and healthier too. But only for a short period of time. After a while, people die and eventually start to rot. Just like fruit. So all these girls were just at the end of their evolution in this existence. Seemingly not being the brightest ones, I guess they would not have made a difference in this world. The expression, to rot in hell, is not so far from reality.
You are one sick bastard.
Am I? You know perfectly well that there are many worse things happening in this world, isn't it, Detective Wolves? But we're not at that chapter yet.
Bull speaking. But, what? Oh, yeah, that's excellent. That's very good news indeed. Thank you very much.
So what happened? An early Christmas present?
Sort of, yeah. With a warrant, colleagues of mine did a search in your apartment. And guess what they found, huh?
They found a wall with newspaper clippings and notes and pictures about the victims you mentioned a while ago.
So what's the big deal?
What's the big deal? What's the fucking big deal? You've been seen at several crime scenes, and at home you keep a wall with all the details. Juries have convicted people for less than that.
Much ado about nothing.
Why don't you just admit that you committed those crimes, and you show little remorse for the next of kin and for the outside world? And what's so funny?
I told you I work at the university. I'm writing my doctorate about the killings. I was profiling the possible killer.
You can check it with the faculty. I suppose it's not more than normal that I keep information about my subject. And if I want to hang it on my wall, then that's my fucking problem.
And believe me, I know more about this case than your stupid little mind will ever be able to handle.
Don't you dare to provoke me, you fucking crazy little weasel.
If you could open that narrow mind of yours, you would feel that I'm getting very close to the real killer. And now you're trying to blame it on me because your superiors told you that they were expecting results. But narrow-minded Wolves does not realize who's lurking behind his back. Yours truly. But therefore, it was necessary that I took the blame so you can put the feathers on your hat.
Are you suggesting I'm on the take?
If only I could live with it, even bear it. But things are much deeper and a lot darker than anyone can imagine.
Stop talking in riddles, man.
I see the fruit is about to get its first stain of rottenness.
I've had it with you.
I wonder what internal affairs will say about this.
Two more coffees, please. One with sugar and cream.
I better take this.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you, Richie.
Thank you.
Does Richie have a daughter?
Oh, cut it out. This is all one big game for you, isn't it?
Not really, but now that you mention it, let's play a game.
What kind of game?
Question and answers.
I thought we've been playing that game ever since we entered that room here, but you don't follow the rules.
Well, now question and answers my way.
Your way?
Yes, my way.
I'm listening.
I ask you a question, and you give me a straight answer. Then you ask me a question, and I give you a straight answer. No restrictions, but an answer must be given. You start.
Did you kill Christy Holmes and the other girls?
Those are 2 questions.
This ain't going nowhere.
But, as a proof of good faith, I will answer both questions. No, I did not kill these girls.
Of course, as if I had expected something else.
It's my answer. These are the rules of the game. My turn. When did your wife die?
What has this to do with the case?
The rules of the game say any question. They don't have to relate to the case necessarily. So, when did your wife die?
This is part of my private life. My wife hasn't got anything to do with this, and I don't want her to be a part of it either.
When did your wife die?
This is harassment.
Okay, I'm not answering anything anymore. We'll finish this game. I'm considering taking a lawyer.
All right. My wife died in 2016.
Right. You see, that wasn't too difficult, was it? Your turn.
What were you doing at the crime scenes?
As my doctorate is dealing with the killings, it's very important for me to see how real forensics work, since I don't have any access to the location.
I don't buy this. If the university would have taken contact with the police, you would have gotten your access. The department doesn't stand any scientific project in the way, not ever.
How did your wife die?
What's the meaning of this?
Answer me, please.
This belongs to my private life.
Not anymore, since you agreed to play the game. Answer me, please. Or do you want them to call for you? I expect an answer.
You see, my wife, Betty, Elizabeth, we still lived in the old house those days, and she had to go and fetch something in the basement. The third step of the staircase was totally rotten, so she stepped on it and it gave away. She lost her balance and she smacked to the basement floor and broke her neck. She died at the spot, and that was the 16th of August, 2016. Are you happy now?
Thank you. Your turn.
What triggered you to commit those murders?
There was no trigger. I had a great childhood. My parents were not violent, did not harm me in any way. No sexual trauma, no nothing. You can profile me for the next 10 years and you will not find any part in me that could turn me into a monster.
But still, you turned into a monster. So let's stop this and waste no more of my and my colleagues' precious time, okay? This is a diabolical game. You're a master manipulator, and you tricked your victims with your evil ways.
I suppose this was a rhetorical question, but I still have a second question. My turn again. And I don't need you to reply. When did you lose your virginity?
What?
My turn to ask the questions. I'm getting sick and tired of repeating the same things over and over again. So, in what year did you lose your virginity?
This is none of your business, and that's my final answer.
Nobody ever told you that one can talk too much or not enough at all? This could be your downfall. And yes, I am still playing the game correctly. Your turn.
On what criteria did you choose, or rather select your victims? Can't be the color of their hair or their gender, because one of them was lesbian. Social background?
As far as I can count, those are 3 questions. But I will answer one.
Firstly, I did not kill any of these girls, so I did not select anyone. Now you talk about social background. So here's my next question. What's your social background? Mom, dad, brothers, sisters?
Again, this has nothing to do with the case.
Maybe yes, maybe no. Please answer the question.
I will not answer this.
Yes, you will. Or I will rely on my right to remain silent and maybe ask for a lawyer.
You're just trying to mess with my head.
No more than you tried to mess with mine. So, please describe your social background. I'll ask again.
I will not describe my social background, period.
I have more time than you have.
We lived in the countryside. My father worked the fields for a local farmer. Yeah, he was a drunk. He had a violent temper and he was very abusive. My lovely mother was very protective towards me since I was the only child, and she got beaten up regularly for that. Eventually, he died of liver cancer. I don't recall the exact date, and actually I don't give a damn.
And your mother?
My mother died of her cancer. That was the 11th of April, 1996. She got out of her bed, she jumped through the window and she broke her neck. She died without suffering. She left a note telling she didn't want to be a burden for me since we ran out of money for her chemotherapy.
Well, that felt good, didn't it? Not a question, just a confirmation.
What triggered you to start the fucking killings?
Why should anything have triggered me? Since, like I said, I wouldn't hurt a fly. And definitely not one of these beauties. Probably not very intelligent, or even dumb, but pretty after all.
Watching your conquests really turns you on, huh? I'm sure it gives you a hard on, doesn't it? Especially when I notice how you're watching these pictures.
I suppose this is your next question. So do I enjoy watching them? Would you like to see for yourself if I enjoy watching these pictures?
Sit down, you asshole! And that's an order, not a request.
I'm sorry, but my willy stayed put. So no, I do not get a hard-on by looking at these pictures.
You're absolutely disgusting, in every sense of the word.
Maybe yes, maybe not. So, you were born in 1958, huh?
Where does that suddenly come from?
My turn to ask questions. Well,
Okay, yes, 1958.
really? You look a lot older. And I mean a lot. You must have had a rough life. Or was it the lady of the house on your back all the time? Makes you age even faster, with a woman constantly nagging. Long live singles.
Stop talking about my late wife.
How weird. Each time I mention your wife, you explode. Either you loved her extremely or...
Or what?
I don't know, you tell me. Let's continue playing this game. I'm starting to like it. Where were we? Doesn't matter. You can ask me the next one. I'll give you a bonus. I was born in 1984, so you don't have to ask me that again.
Where were you the 2nd of November in 2019? And the 19th of March 2019? And the 15th of July in 2018? And the 15th of August in 2017?
I don't know. You'd have to call my secretary. Do you know where you were on those dates? You might as well ask me what my grandfather ate for dinner during World War II.
Say it. You don't have an alibi for the days those girls disappeared, because you captured them, and you took them to an abandoned place where you could hang them. As we speak, some of my colleagues are interrogating your colleagues at the university. And guess what? I'm absolutely sure they will find your agenda, or some notes that will relate to the girls. Because guys like you, they keep trophies.
Do you know where you were nearly 3 years ago?
If I was standing in your shoes, I would.
And do you?
This is getting beyond ridiculous.
Please answer the question.
Yes, Police officers work with a schedule.
Okay, your turn.
Did you ever return to the places where you hang those girls?
For my doctorate, it was very important that I felt the environment where these girls died. Feel what the killer felt, but in a different way. Purely scientific, not sexual, as it presumably was for the killer. Also to learn what these girls had gone through, knowing they were about to die. See for myself the last things they saw before leaving this earthly existence. I needed to know if he got sexually aroused by watching the girls suffocate when the noose was around their neck, squeezing it more and more, seeing their feet, their legs floundering above the floor, the wooden planks that could have saved them if only they could reach him. Eventually feel what the killer felt when their legs and arms slowly lost all strength, became motionless, came to a standstill, when all life had left the body. But unfortunately, my questions remained unanswered. The conclusions of my visits were that there was probably something else that played a part in all of it. For me, the crime scenes remained nothing more than empty, cold places, dirty old attics. I can only imagine the extreme horror, the painful agony that these poor girls had to endure, caused by someone other than me.
Yes, but on the other hand, you describe it as if you had witnessed it firsthand.
Yes, but what I describe comes from various websites on the internet, such as motherless execution fantasies, where you can see these things regardless if it's fake or not. But for some people, these images can be strong enough for them to jerk off on. I'm pretty sure, detective, that tonight you will go to that website. I can see the perversity in your eyes, and I can only imagine what you'll be doing sitting in front of that screen.
You miserable son of a bitch.
What did you hope for? That I would admit the crimes I did not commit? You're wasting your time with me, but you should know that by now. But who knows? Perhaps the killer is closer by than anyone should think. Who knows?
What are you trying to tell me?
My turn to ask a question.
You son of a bitch. It's only a matter of time before I have you to confess, and it will be on both your knees you will do it.
On my knees? You must have a Catholic background, don't you? On your knees as in school for punishment. I've been hearing you say the same things over and over again, but you're not being very successful. Right, next question. Were you happily married?
God damn it. Stop digging in my private life.
Were you happily married? It's a simple yes or a no.
We had our differences, like in every marriage, I guess.
I'll take that as a no.
You can take that for whatever you want to. It are my answers that matter, not yours.
But of course.
How did you select those abandoned places, the barns, the farms, the attics, the country house, where you hang those girls? And who helped you? Because this is another issue in the matter. You must have had an accomplice. Yes. You don't even have a driver's license. You can't drive a car. And it's not very easy to get into a bus or into a cab with a dead body on your back.
Questions, questions, questions. and changing the rules in the midst of the game. Not very good, if you ask me. But I'm in a good mood. So no, I don't have a driver's license, and I did not do any searches to find empty places, farms, houses, sheds. And I most certainly did not have an accomplice. And if you find one, it means you made one up to frame me. Put me on the polygraph. You'll see that I'm not lying.
There are known cases where a polygraph was beaten, so it's no longer allowed in court. And with a master manipulator like you, they would never accept it as proof. Good try, though. Good try. We're way above your league.
Last question, since this game is starting to get on my nerves again. When did you meet your wife, and when did you get married?
What is this with you and my wife? Just a minute. Who's speaking? Bernie? Behind a closet in his office. Oh, that's excellent news. Very good news indeed, Bertie. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bernie has been searching your office, and guess what? He discovered, between a wall and the back of a closet, several meters of rope. At first sight, but of course the lab still has to confirm that, made of the same material as the ropes which were used to hang the girls with. Talking of a smoking gun, and how stupid can you be? All right, I suggest we take a break now, and then after the break you can make a statement. Okay? Oh, and by the way, I met my wife in 1999 and we married in 2001, and we stayed married for the next 15 years until she died in the basement. I just wanted to play your game properly till the end. I suppose you've had plenty of time for some reflection.
I most certainly did. In all these games, you gave me the answers I needed to know.
Playtime is over.
And time for redemption.
You have 2 hours before the car is full. If so, call me.
Okay. Thank you, Richie.
Clever. We've been talking for hours, and suddenly you have the bright idea to start recording the conversation? What happened? Did the guys behind the camera get tired of watching us?
Well, here we go. The day is Wednesday, the 11th of June, the time 2:23 p.m. The interrogating officer is Paul Wolves. The crime suspect is Robert Benton Clark in the case of the murders of Christy Holmes, Heidi Ritter, Rita Miller, Brianna Laughlin, and Margot Kidder. The suspect waives his right to a lawyer. Now, Mr. Clark, did you kill the young women I just mentioned?
You've been patronizing me this entire morning, and now because it's being recorded, suddenly you start treating me with respect.
Please answer the question, Mr. Clark.
Of course. I haven't changed my name in the past few hours.
Of course, I did not kill these girls. Besides, why are you only just talking about that second wave of killings? Since I am here, I did not receive a single damn question about the first wave.
What do you mean by the first wave?
The murders of Marilyn Griffin, Kathy Boots, Linda McKay, Evelyn Harper, Gina Renson, they all were murdered between 1996 and early 1999. Marilyn was the first. She disappeared on the 11th of April 1996. She was hanged in an old stable. For the killer, this was probably his first strike, and he hadn't figured out yet how to successfully take somebody's life, and it ended up a real mess. When the girl, after several minutes, was still floundering and fighting for her life, he slit her throat, leaving her to bleed to death, hanging on to that rope. Meanwhile, he had learned from the kill of Marilyn. Kathy Boots and Linda McKay were forced to jump, or better, he pushed them from a higher part in the shed. He apparently didn't know yet that the length of the rope needed to be in proportion to the weight of the unfortunate girl. He made her to jump, but the rope decapitated her, causing one big mess once more.
Linda was the more fortunate one, if you can say so. For her, a part of the rope was shortened, where for Kathy, it had been too long. It seems that it still took quite a while before her neck broke and she died, according to the autopsy report. So, little by little, the killer learned from his mistakes and knew how to proceed. With Evelyn Harper and Gina Renson, he made sure that the rope was long enough for them to suffer for a while and die after approximately 15 minutes of suffocation without creating a mess. The only difference with the killings of the second wave was that he hung them topless with their panties down, as if he wanted to make a statement. However, none of the victims was sexually assaulted, not before or after their deaths. The locations for the killings were always abandoned houses, farms, or sheds, so the bodies could have enough time to decompose, especially during the summertime before they were discovered. The killer was never caught, the murders became cold cases, and the killer went quiet. Was he abroad? Was he in prison? Was he sick? Nobody knows. Or maybe the case was manipulated or obstructed, as with many things in this country. And out of the blue, and many years later, Margot Kidder was found dead on the 15th of August 2017, same MO as so many years before. Nobody was able to make the link between this and the first wave of killings, or all was manipulated by internal forces, as I already said. During my investigations for my doctorate, I made the link, and consequently, I became the perfect patsy to be the #1 suspect in this case. You better send someone down to the archives to collect all these old files, since what I know does not end here.
How do you know all this?
Linda McKay lived in my street. When I was a kid, she even came over to babysit. Her death shocked the entire neighborhood. It triggered me to become extremely interested in the case, and eventually it became my graduation paper for my doctorate. If, of course, you still give me the chance to finish it, since you're trying to put the blame on me for that second wave.
A doctorate about yourself. How very, very original.
In 1996, when the first wave occurred, I was only 12 years old. I never heard of a serial killer at that age.
There's a first time for everything, and everybody will confirm that you fit the profile perfectly.
Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Spoke the Almighty with a tiny dick everyone is mocking?
If you don't shut up, I will smash my fist into your ass so hard that it will come out of your mouth. Is that understood?
Why don't you just fuck me in the ass? But I'm afraid that tiny cock of yours will never find the entrance.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up, you asshole! Sit down. Shut up! Was that the sound made by the victims while they were suffocating hanging from that rope?
No, I guess that would more be like something like...
Oh, cut it out, you!
Just wanted to remind you that all of this is being recorded. Internal affairs will eat you alive. Strange. Each time I mention your tiny cock, which, for the record, I fortunately never saw, provokes such an explosive reaction in you. What could be the meaning of this?
Oh, proceed, you asshole. I know what you're up to. Messing with people's minds, that's what you're trying to do. Is that what they teach you at the university?
That and much more. I became an excellent researcher. So you better watch your back, Jack.
Of course you are. It's easy. When all the evidence is pointing at you, it's you, the researcher serial killer. And what's your purpose anyway? Inspiration for a book about yourself, making millions on royalties?
Oh gosh, I see this suddenly turned into a money issue. Don't think so.
Why? Why wouldn't you have started your serial killer career at the age of 12? A few years ago, 2 12-year-olds killed a toddler in the UK. Now, why wouldn't an adolescent of that age be capable of committing such awful crimes, considering his social problems?
There you mention it. 2 young kids. If I were the killer, then who would be my accomplice?
It's only a matter of time before we lay hands on his identity.
Or hers. If I had an accomplice, then wouldn't it seem strange that it's only me that appears on the photos near the crime scenes?
So, you admit having been there?
I already told you that. Besides, photos don't lie. But we were talking about a possibility that does not exist. And for the record, I want to state that I have nothing to do with the murders, and Detective Wolves is just trying to put the blame on me.
Noted. But I will certainly drag you in front of a judge.
As if the justice system in this country is worth anything.
I can't wait to hear what the profilers will say about you.
A profile about me? That's a joke. They're in for a very boring time. But I think it's about time I tell you a story. I hope you guys are listening to this, since I may step on some toes with what I'm about to tell you. This morning I already mentioned that fruit that has been cut from the tree starts to rot after a while. Well, in my story, some fruit will start rotting faster than snow can melt in front of the sun.
Oh, stop talking in riddles, will you?
Maybe you're right. An adolescent with social problems fits perfectly into my story.
Why don't you start then?
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure.
Okay then. Imagine a young man who's been around for more than a third of a century. And then one day, at the end of the 90s, an irresistible urge to kill engulfs him. Something that has been molding inside his brain for many, many years. But what caused it? A childhood trauma, social problems as an adolescent, sexual humiliation, maybe humiliations about his physical appearance. Been turned down by a girl he had a crush on. Who knows, since I haven't figured that out yet, and I may never do so. The fact is, he kidnaps a girl and tries to kill her.
However, this is his first attempt and things don't go as planned. The attempted killing turns out into a real disaster. He tries to hang her, but it takes too long for her to die, and he slits her throat, creating a real bloody mess. However, as with everything, he learns from his mistakes. Although his second kill wasn't much better than the first one. But since he gains experience, the third and the fourth got a lot better, and the fifth works out exactly the way he planned. At that moment, he has already gained the status of a real serial killer, with 5 kills in a row. But then suddenly he stops. He vanishes into thin air. No more killings. For more than 15 years he keeps quiet, and then out of the blue, 3 years ago, it all starts happening again with the killing of 5 girls as if nothing happened. Same MO, nothing changed. But what kept him off the grid for so long? I haven't figured that out yet.
Why don't you tell me? You were there.
Really?
Oh, yes. Really, yes. Oh, for Christ's sake, Clark. Admit that you have committed those crimes and stop wasting my and my colleagues' precious time. With what you just told me and what we have been recording, a jury will certainly convict you, even with just the circumstantial evidence.
Okay then. The first killing of the first wave took place on the 11th of April 1996 and ended with the murder of Gina Renson in December 1998. The second wave started on the 15th of August 2017 with the murder of Margot Kidder.
So, Mr. Detective Paul Wools, what made you stop for nearly 16 years?
What?
This is no longer our little question and answers game. What made you stop for nearly 16 years?
How dare you accuse me? I am a respected police officer.
Let me describe your profile. As a boy, you lived in the countryside. Your father worked the fields for local farmers, and you knew all the abandoned farms and sheds in the region. Your father was abusive towards you and your mother, and he was a drunk. Your mother was overbearing, but dominant at the same time. She managed to protect you from his violent and drunken outbursts, and she frequently got beaten up for it. Out of frustration, you became a cop, and you had difficulties with girls. Some probably even said you were gay.
That's not true.
Yes,
No.
Yes. When your mother got sick, you stayed with her, but lack of money for her chemotherapy made her commit suicide on the 11th of April, 1995. She jumped through the window and broke her neck.
You're trying to manipulate me here. These are all lies.
A broken neck would become your trademark, your fetish. You acted as though you mourned for a while, but then exactly 1 year after your mother's death, to commemorate her, you killed Marilyn Griffin in a gruesome manner by hanging her by the neck, and then you killed the others.
That's not true. No.
From that moment on, you had your hands free, didn't you? On the one hand, you were the serial killer, and on the other hand, you were the cop that investigated his own case. How easy must it have been for you to make sure that leads went dry, that evidence disappeared, and to provide yourself with alibis? Hence, all these murder cases went cold.
You're just making this all up to make me afraid, but you are the killer, and you know it. And I've got enough evidence against you to put you away for the rest of your life.
If this was true, I would let you handcuff me with pleasure. But you know very well that that isn't the truth. 18 months ago, the new police captain asked the dean of the university if he could provide some help with solving these cold cases. I was asked to examine the matter with my boss, Professor Nuitens. The 4 of us were the only ones who knew about it. The captain suspected you for many months already, but couldn't find any evidence since you made it all disappear. Therefore, he asked for our help. None of your colleagues knew anything about it, and indeed, we stashed rope in my office. We received copies of all the files and had access to all of the evidence. We were able to make up a general profile. Very quickly, a lot pointed in your direction, and you became the prime suspect. Smart, I must admit. Who would suspect the investigating police officer to be the perpetrator? We only needed a confession, and so we set up this trap. We made you believe that I was a suspect, and you bought it. We created a situation so you could book me and blame the murders on me. However, I was not a suspect, but the bait. And you fucking took it. The rest is history.
You sons of bitches! You hear me over there? You fucking sons of bitches! If I had known this, I would have taken your dollars instead and...
Taken their daughters instead and hang them to rot.
Don't bother. I'm sure they locked the door by now. You see? Go back to your seat so we can finish this. You've been saying this to me all morning, but now it's my turn. Because strangely, I don't think our little game is over yet. I'm in charge now. Go back to your seat, you ugly son of a bitch.
That's more like it. There are two things I still do not understand. I would like you to explain before we can close this. How did you feel when you saw these girls hanging by their neck, struggling for air, dying?
It mostly took 10 or 15 minutes. And yes, I nearly always had a hard-on. But what I found most sexy was that when they were dead, I felt liberated. Sexually liberated.
Liberated? In what way?
It was so nice. So fucking nice. It was best when they were wearing short skirts. And two of them didn't even wear any underwear. It was so exciting, so sexy, so nice to see that dead, mostly shaven pussy with its pink lips from below.
A bald pussy turns you on?
Not exactly, but
Jesus! I don't need to know anything more. Okay, second thing I want to know is what made you stop killing for nearly 20 years? I mean, your last kill was December 1998. Oh my God. In the beginning of 1999, you met...
my wife? Take her away from me. Take her away from me. I don't want to see her. Take her away from me. I don't want her here.
Wolves, what's the matter with your wife?
Take her away from me. I don't want her near me. Don't bring her near me. Take her away. Take her away.
Wolves, what happened with your wife?
Just keep her away from me.
Wolves, what happened with your wife?
She bosses me. She is the reincarnation of my father. She hits me and she beats me and she keeps me prisoner in my own house. And but when she doesn't get what she wants, she hits me with everything she can lay hands on. She abuses me in every which way. She's evil. She's the devil.
You mean your wife physically abused you? Wolves, you're a cop. You should be able to handle the situation.
Not with her. Not with her. A man who gets beaten up by his wife is still a taboo subject, you know, and especially when that man is a cop. She keeps you prisoner. Her slave. She does with you everything she wants.
Why didn't you seek help?
I couldn't. If I, a cop, would have told anybody in no time, the whole precinct would have known it, and they would have made fun of me, just like the girls long ago when I told them that I couldn't perform in bed. You know, my mother taught me to live a pure life and not give in to carnal pleasure. We lived strictly by the rules of the Catholic Church, and it haunted me for the rest of my life.
Your mother told you that you couldn't have sex, and you had to live by the rules of the Catholic Church. Well, the Catholic Church also says, thou shalt not kill.
Sex is bad. Sex is dirty. Girls are dirty. And my wife made sure I lived accordingly. She even hit me with a bat between the legs. And they were evil girls. And my mother said evil should be destroyed, and those girls were evil. They hooked up with every boy in school in the neighborhood, and they made fun of me. And that's why I became a cop, first in vice, before I got promoted to homicide.
You killed 5 girls before you got married, and you didn't have the guts to get into your wife's behavior?
Who would believe that a man, especially a cop, is beaten up by his own wife? It started shortly after we got married. She really wasn't my wife. She was my father and my mother in one person, with only one task: to make my life miserable.
But what you did to those girls, didn't it ever cross your mind that what you were doing was bad? How? How come?
During the year between the death of my wife and the murder of Margot Kidderbeyer, I finally discovered my sexual satisfaction.
How? The autopsy reports revealed that none of the victims were sexually assaulted, at least the ones that were still recognizable.
Oh, no, I never laid a hand on them. I mean, I never penetrated them. I'm not a necrophiliac.
Now what do you mean, sexual satisfaction?
All the abandoned barns and sheds I found at different levels. I always hang them from the top level, their feet 2 meters above the floor. While they were hanging, they floundered at their feet and legs to and fro in an attempt to get free, which was impossible, of course, because I had tied their hands behind their backs. And then I went down to the ground level, and I took off all my clothes, even in wintertime, because when I'm sexually aroused, I don't feel the cold. And then I stood under them, looking up. I saw their panties, the legs and feet struggling while life was slowly disappearing. And when I discovered that 2 of them didn't wear any underwear, my mind went crazy with some kind of sexual rage. Oh my God, that was lovely. That was fantastic. I still can feel it coming while thinking of it.
What the hell are you talking about?
And when they eventually died, there was one living thing they did beyond death.
I don't understand. What are you trying to say?
It's so easy and at the same time so extremely arousing.
What is? Just tell me what the fuck you did to them.
I did nothing to them, except, of course, hanging them to death. The relaxed body releases the rest of the pee, and the fluid dropped over my naked body as a warm yellow honey. I don't know exactly who it was, but one of those two, Rita or Brianna, sure needed to go to the toilet before I kidnapped them, because what she released was so powerful, so gorgeous, so fantastic. It gave me the best orgasm ever.
Gosh, I heard enough.
Clark, as you said, we are nothing but rotten fruit.
In your case, that's certain. The apple truly does not fall far from the tree. A tree that needs to be chopped down and burned in a bonfire or something. Enjoy your stay in prison. Inmates love incarcerated cops. And it's a good thing for you, you like golden showers. He's ready for transport. And by the way, I do have a driver's license. And at the university, we have a bunch of very good photoshoppers. I've never been at any of those crime scenes. You just got tricked, big time, and you took the bait.
Tell that to the dead girls. I mean, the ones who are still missing.
Enjoy your retirement.
it surrounds us like rotten fruit. Like rotten fruit. Like rotten fruit. Like rotten fruit. The time is ripe, all will come to light. No more reason to hide, it's no more use. We're coming for you. Rotten in the middle, dead and putrid, like rotten fruit. That is all around us, it surrounds us like rotten fruit. Like rotten fruit. Like rotten fruit. Like rotten fruit.
I mean, the ones who are still missing.